The new Samsung Galaxy Watch is the replacement for the Samsung Galaxy Gear S3 Frontier. This is obviously the 2018 sort of remake of it, and it's quite a nice watch, so I thought I'd give it a review. So overall, the design of it is pretty much the same as the Gear S3 Frontier. I put a leather strap on this one just to give it a little bit more designer look to it. But other than that, it's not really changed an awful lot. The dimensions are roughly the same. The bezel is ever so slightly different, feels a little bit different as well. I do like the bezel design on the smartwatch for control of things, because even if you've got gloves on, it means you can answer phone calls and go through the options and controls and things like that. So I do like the bezel. The buttons on the side, I would say, are a little bit more recessed and therefore a little bit more difficult to actually press. Really good display. The sound quality of when you're using it for hands-free calling, all that kind of stuff's really good. The haptic feedback is more powerful than it used to be, which is really good for me. And the last one is it's a tiny detail really, but I just thought it's worth mentioning. But the battery life's about 4 or 5 days. Yep, 4 or 5 days. 5 days if I turn off the active stress monitoring and auto heart rate and all that kind of stuff. But if I leave those turned on, about 4 days, just over. It's almost running at about 20% a day battery drain, which is really good. Yes, it's a chunky old thing of a watch, but if you consider you're going to get 5 days out of it, I think it's not too bad. Now, I say it's chunky. What I mean by that is when it actually sits on your wrist, it does stand quite proud. If we compare that against the Apple Watch Series 3, it just seems to fit better. Now, the weird thing about that is they're actually the same. So it's just the ergonomics of the Apple Watch that make it sort of fit neater on your wrist, as opposed to the way that the Galaxy Watch has been designed. I like the Gear S3 Frontier. So the fact that this is pretty much based off it means I like it as well. I'm not going to go into the software and all the features, because it's running Tizen software just like the other Galaxy S3 Frontier was, and I've got a couple of videos over then as well, so I'll link them up there now, so you can go watch those videos, which will tell you all about the features, the software features and such like. Again, like I said, there's no point going through it on this video. It's just a quick review of the actual physical hardware, because the software hasn't changed from the other version, so I'm not going to duplicate videos. The other thing I would say as well is a really neat feature, and it didn't actually come up in any of my reviews on the Gear S3 Frontier, and that is if you select a watch face that has a second hand, and again, I really don't think it was on the Frontier. I think it just exists on the Galaxy Watch. The second hand ticks. So the watch itself will produce a very faint but noticeable tick. And I think that's quite nice actually. It just adds to that uniqueness of a smartwatch and what it can do. That you can make a smartwatch not only look like a chronograph watch or whatever, but sound like one as well. So yeah, I like that. I know it's a bit quirky and everything, but yeah, the ticking hands on the animation, I really like that. But other than that, I would say it's a great watch. The fact that it runs the same price as the Gear S3 Frontier as well means that you can decide which one you want to go for. This is the 46mm. It's a big display on there. It's a very clear display, and it's a bit weighty. But if you like those kind of sports chronograph type of watches, then yeah, you're going to like this one and what it can do and everything as well. So in my review, it's a concise review, but in my review I would say really good watch, great battery life, like I say, just blows the water of pretty much most other watches out there. Say for example the Series 3, I get 2 to 2.5 days out of that one maximum. So to get 5 days out of it is better, much better. Right then, so to win this watch, all you have to do is give it a thumbs up. I'm sorry, no, you can't win the watch. I've got to send it back to Samsung. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you liked the review. If you've got any questions about it or anything like that, obviously just use the comment section down below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.